What is up, guys? How's it going? My name's Jackal, and we are back for some Breath of Fire 2. We're back with our daily dose of old school gaming. So make sure if this is your first time, subscribe. We got a whole bunch of DSO games already in our catalog, and we got plenty more to come. Because I will never run out of enough games to play. Even if I stick with games made before the year like 2002 or like series that started at that point. Okay, that's the one that she's got. I just want to see. Got the salad bowl. All right. Now we have a bit of gold here that we'll get once we cuz I remember Rand had taken our money to do something. I don't know what it was for. But we got Cat. We're just going to do a few battles. I want to get a little bit of money. Oh yeah, she's a level 6 and is already killing like these guys right away. If I remember correctly, she is one of the strongest characters as far as just raw physical attack. Makes it nice because, you know, she can do shit like that. She's 3 levels lower and can already basically compete with me. And also, in these zones, she can swing her staff and kill animals. I think I can actually break those boulders too. Next time I see some grass, I'll try to do that. Hope everyone's doing all right. It's a nice old Saturday, or Sunday. It's my Saturday. Urgh! Left and right is the choice. Just the way that it looks on the thing. Woke up stupid early this morning to take my primary partner to go donate plasma. Luckily, it was early in the morning, so I just sat in the car with the kids and just entertained them a little bit. Later on in the afternoon, went to when my daughter got finished with her nap, got the kids up, took them to a park for a little bit. Then we made a trip to the grocery store. Damn. We just got no. We just got to be aggressive. Cat doesn't have that long range special. So we can't play it like Bo does. Bo gets to do that. Cat does not. So yeah, we're just going to get a wee bit of dollars here. Buy off just a few Sci-Fly. Sci-Fly for a fly guy. The fuck did I just hit? Oh well. Ooh, more hunting. Come on, I just want to get like 2 roasts. God damn it! Stupid piggies. Yeah, so on top of all the times I've talked about the new Dragon Ball show the last couple of videos, today was fun to get to see how a lot of different people reacted to it. And you know what it really feels like is the divide with a lot of the fans seem to honestly come down to what your favorite series is between the original Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. Because nobody was super happy with Super, but at the same time, it was more in the direction of what like a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans would have wanted. It was just, you know, done by basically what felt like, you know, a junior animator team that had never animated a show before. Got him. Took that roast. Damn. All right, but that was like 200 smackaroonies. Let's see how much we get for that right off the bat, because I just want to get Kat, you know, the armor that I can get her right away, so that way she's stacked out on armor. Yeah, worth 200. Damn, that shit wasn't worth nothing. She has a salad bowl. Wristband with an R. God damn it. I love it. All right, we'll go out. At least there's a nice, quick way to grind with money as long as you have Bo or Cat in your party. You just got to get better at getting roast. But yeah, no, Super seemed more like in the direction of people who greatly preferred Dragon Ball Z. It was just more what they wanted. And for me, as being somebody who, ever since I saw the original Dragon Ball, to me, that was it right there. And to me, the show has just, or the franchise, has not been as good since. It's never eclipsed the original Dragon Ball. There's just a magic about it. Just a very playful nature, fun, almost whimsical. And I don't know if like it's right to call it that, but I've always called it, at least with the original Dragon Ball, I've always called it Toriyama magic. That's how I've always looked at it. I consider that the Dragon Ball is where that Toriyama magic is found at its best. And damn, she's so close. Closer than you are, though, motherfucker. But that's where that magic was felt strongest. And one of the things about Dragon Ball Z that I didn't like, especially now that I'm older, I do not like boo. Yeah, sometimes there's nothing in them. I didn't like the more serious tone of Dragon Ball Z in comparison to the original. When I was really young and had only watched Z, especially with the Bruce Falconer track, bro, that shit was made so much more serious than, honestly, even just the original soundtrack makes it feel. It's not like Dragon Ball Z is still not serious, but the music gives it a different vibe and atmosphere. And at very least, in the original, I would say the music itself does a little bit to give it that. I know it's not Toriyama's, making, but I imagine he has some direction in like, yeah, this is the vibe that I'm kind of looking for with this. And, that's a little better if you watch Z, and even if you watch it in English dub, just with its original music properly, it adds a little bit more whimsy that makes me feel like the original Dragon Ball. But to me, a big problem that I have with Dragon Ball Z, like I said, is the lacking, compared to the original, the lacking in that Toriyama magic. And I would say that, like, honestly, the thing that to me falters it the most when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. Now, obviously, aside from Dragon Ball Z is the next best series of the franchise, easily. GT and Super don't even come close. And like I said before, honestly, if Daima could just be a nice in the middle to bridge that gap of my, like, how much I enjoy, like, that gap between Z and Super a little bit, that would be perfect. I'm not expecting it to be as good as the original 2 series. I am hoping that it will be better than... I am hoping it's going to be both better than Dragon Ball Super and GT. Most definitely. Alright, we got all our equipment. Let's go. Let us actually first gain a little bit more money back, so that way we can stop at the inn, and then we'll save. And then we'll go see whoever tried to set us up here on a fucking poison dart fucking suicide mission. Well, actually, no, it wasn't a suicide. It was an assassination. It was just that, I was a good guy and jumped in the way. But, no, one of the biggest problems I have with Dragon Ball Z, honestly, is that the times that I most feel a lot of that Toriyama magic is filler. Goku and Piccolo going and getting their fucking driver's license. Bro, the peak. I do not watch through Dragon Ball Z without seeing that shit. How could you? The Otherworld tournament. That whole thing, those whole few episodes, it was like very little. But that whole little mini arc, all filler. I love it. A lot of the early stuff in Dragon Ball Z, with Gohan training with Piccolo, all of his misadventures, most of Gohan's thing in the original USA airing, we didn't get a lot of those episodes. There's so much Dragon Ball whimsy that's even some of it's canon and we missed, and all of the filler we missed too. Which again, Gohan just running off while he's supposed to be training and getting in all of these misadventures. Kind of finding his own little inner strength and courage. Amazing. There's a lot of there was like, I feel like there was also some more things that happened on Snake Way that was filler, that was also like pretty goofy. A lot of like some of the stuff in between, what was it, Goku like solving puzzles and shit from General Tao or Mercenary Tao, whatever the fuck his name was. That whole little filler episode, bro. There's so many things that just have the characters interacting with the world in small ways that, granted, there's a lot of that in the original Dragon Ball that is also filler. In all due fairness, there is a lot of that whimsy that is also filler from the original. Like the original Dragon Ball, the fight that Goku has up on Kami's lookout after beating King Piccolo before he fights who we now know as Piccolo, but in the original Dragon Ball, Piccolo Jr. Um the fight that Goku has with like that clay magical clone, bro, that shit's filler. I ain't skipping that episode. I love that episode. That's like one of the episodes that sticks out to me for some stupid reason. But yeah, because of like the more seriousness-ish plot of Dragon Ball Z, there's very few times where I really feel like there's a lot of that old Dragon Ball magic that's not filler, or one of the moments that did have it, and I wish there was more of it, was at the beginning when Goku, Krillin, and Bulma are flying around like going to Namek. You know, again, a lot of that was filler, but like their journey to Namek and their first like arrival there, it felt more like it felt like an adventure again. And then, you know, Frieza got involved and then shit got really serious and escalated really quickly. But, you know, yeah, for me, that just, it's just this part of this fucking guy. There's just a part of Dragon Ball that when it got to Z, it was just missing. Now then, Dragon Ball GT, which is to me the worst of the franchise, it tried to bring back some of that whimsy, especially early. All that shit with the Black Star Dragon Balls at the beginning, because like again, I've already talked about GTs especially in America, the terrible decision with its music. Its music, and not just a cringy intro. All of its music was terrible. It was just these like over serious like guitar riffs for like no reason. It tried to be a darker Bruce Falconer, and that did not work well. As much as there's a lot of that shit from Dragon Ball Z that, you know, Vegeta's theme in the Bruce Falconer shit, like that Vegeta's theming there is iconic for a reason. And I'm glad I grew up with it, because I think it was definitely music that appealed more to me when I was younger. Not to say that it's more childish. I'm not trying to like insult anybody who prefers it. But, you know, back when I was a kid, the more serious tone and the more serious and epic music was something that I loved. But now that I'm older and I have a better, what I consider a better picture of the entire franchise, I prefer the original music to it. But I won't, if I would have heard the original, I would have still loved the original. I would have still loved Dragon Ball Z growing up. But being like 7 when I found that shit, the music was just very important. And I'm glad I heard it that way. But I definitely think the original is better. And, you know, with GT, it tries to be like a cringier, darker version of it. And it's very unnecessary. So, you know, the American version fucked up that way. But it also fucked up in that I mean, to me, one of the things that made one of the most rewarding arcs to me of GT, obviously, everybody, you know, pretty much likes the Baby Saga. You know, there's some graphical problems because You know, when Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z had been big, that shit was being syndicated for more than a decade. So, the company eventually wanted, like, hey, yo, we need some Dragon Ball on TV. And when they put GT out, they didn't really have any of the, like, they didn't give it any of the they didn't have any financial backing by comparison to Dragon Ball and Z. Like, you could see by how many, like, frames they reuse, like, or how many, like, animations, little clips they reuse, the same punch and block animations for various scenes, shit like that. Are all the actors ready? It seems all of you didn't care for my scenario. This fight, which is presented to our God, bro, this is not that serious. Now it is that serious. We make you fight each other and hurt each other. We turn that into a show, and then the enjoyment of all your warped minds becomes the strength to our... Wow, that seems very poignant in today's social media culture. It is disappointing that we can't turn our fight into a show. At the least, we would kill you in style. In style, I guess it meant to say. All right. So now we got Rand on our team, too. That's nice. Because he also has healing magic. And we are probably going to need that. I remember Kat being a bit of a glass cannon, so definitely upping her armor as much as we can. Probably a goated decision on my part. I love this wolf's design. Oh, he has 2 heads, so he gets to do 2 moves. That's very rude. And I'm going to guess what the other one solely does. Heal. Okay, I don't like when he saves the strength. Jeez! No! Oh, no! I thought I was doing good, but I am not. Yeah, you better cure yourself, big boy. This has now become a much more dangerous fight. Damn! That's rough. If he starts curing a bunch, he's curing more damage than Rand can do. Ooh, sick dodge, sick dodge, sick dodge, sick dodge. And I'm dead. All right. Well, that was a bummer. But yeah, no, GT comes to the west, and we don't even get the Black Star Dragon Ball saga, which is, the group just going planet to planet looking for the Black Star Dragon Balls, and it felt the most like an old school Dragon Ball adventure. Okay, I don't know what any of that does. All right, let's try this again. If he kicks my ass like that again, I'm just going to grind the 2 of them up, maybe 1 more level apiece, and then have that be the end of it. I know I've beaten this guy before. But his 2-turn bullshit is in fact some bullshit. But yeah, no, they make the beginning just super cringy. As far as like the intro music goes, they make it real cringe. They make everything overly serious. Even more so than already fucking... oh god, I just realized my character's still named Baba for some fucking reason. Okay, so he heals first, so I need to keep that in mind. But then they remove, like, the entire arc that gives the most old school, like, Dragon Ball vibes. Which is what I assume GT was trying to go for with all the stuff that it added. Especially towards the end. The way Goku got his tail pulled back out, like, all of that felt like something very fucking Dragon Ball-esque. Which another thing that actually felt like that from Z, damn, was honestly Gohan pulling the Z sword. Him getting the, or maybe in Japanese it was called the Zeta, it was actually called the Zeta sword. I don't know. But him pulling that, the old Kai, the dance, all that goofy shit, that to me, god damn it, fuck you. Why? I didn't go and buy more. I didn't buy any fucking anything. He's gonna throw that at Cat, isn't he? Oh, good thing he is too. Nope, it went to Ryu. Alright, you need to take that. If you get hit again, you're dead. Ooh, sick dodge. Don't do that, though. I don't like those. I don't like those at all. Ooh, death? Damn it. Yo. Yo. Rand! Yes! This fucking monster of a man. This Adonis. This Cadillac of men. But the seed has been planted. You can't control our God by simply knocking me down. What is this God you speak of? Before you know. Alright. Fuck out of here. But even if I look at GT and just, it's like what I consider in its true form, without the cringe music, without America not having the most old school Dragon Ball shit ever. What is going on here? Okay, so am I just now, we're all going to where Bo is for some reason? Do we know why? Why are we going there? Rand, where's my money? This motherfucker took my money and never came back with it. The fuck is going on with this shit? Alright. While my fainted asses are out. Damn, I can't even buy items that revive me yet. They ain't even selling lives yet. Okay, wait. First, let's rest up. Get my party not dead. Should be nice. But yeah, GT is like I said, even if you're watching it correctly, it tries to bring a little bit of the old school Dragon Ball whimsy back to a still Dragon Ball Z feeling world, but there were just so many quality control things that were just lacking. Like I said, it just didn't even feel like it had the okay. Shouldn't even have done that. Alright, get him a bronze helmet. In a little bit. Let's go kill some shit. Okay, put her in front in case I see some grass and can beat some pigs with a stick. But then we got the Dragon Ball Super, and again, it was like I said before. It's kind of the world. It feels like it was more aimed to like continuing the legacy of Dragon Ball Z more than anything else, and because of that, it there was just a lot of things it did that it tried to be more out there and more wild than Z did, especially with the introduction of a lot of like more magic oriented shit, especially when it came to like the Tournament of Power and all that sort of thing, the Zenos and all the things that they were doing. So they tried to add like this bigger universe with things that mattered more than just raw strength, which, could be kind of hinted at with things like, Majin Buu, who, was strong, but I mean, part of his terrifying nature was the fact that he could like absorb things and just eat things, and that he was like damn near indestructible by conventional means. It wasn't until Goku used a spirit bomb and like the power of hope, like, some cornball anime shit happened and bailed them out. But even that's more of like a little bit more of a magic based idea than what Dragon Ball was normally going for. And it definitely added a little bit more of a whimsical side to the show. But again, with Z, even though it made, by comparison, it did a lot better with a lot of the stories and a lot of the way that the stories came out, except for certain decisions. In general, I think that it was better, but again, was lacking in a lot of areas, mainly, especially at the beginning of the show, animation. Because like I said, that shit was animated by like first-time animators. And though, I don't know if it was or not, but bro, even though I would say easily, if you completely ignore the um if you completely ignore the how should I put it? Sorry, I'm scratching some shit out of my eye while I'm trying to think at the same time. Ugh. But if you look at the parts that were animated from the movies, if you look at Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of Frieza, I would say if we're talking about full content of both arcs, full content, I would say that the animes versions of both movies in anime, content-wise, better, easily. As far as like what you're getting, the characters, all the shit, even certain contents of the fight. Like, one of the things that I do love is that when you're watching the resurrection of Frieza, when Vegeta comes in and turns Super Saiyan Blue on screen for the first time, and he gets Frieza beat down, he only really fights him. He only hits him like 3 times. And that's it. Like, it's a much more dramatic entrance. It looks cool. It looks flashy, but like, he doesn't really hit him a whole lot. At very least in the way that the anime did it, it felt more like, again, it looked like ass, but it felt like there was much more time for Vegeta to kind of like lay hands on Frieza, which, you know, again, super fucked up by not letting Vegeta take that W, but we already know how everybody already and their mother complained about that shit. But it at least felt like he got to really give Frieza a little bit more of a piece. And that's what we all needed in our lives. Alright. Get him this last piece of armor. We'll make our way over to the hideaway, and then we'll be done. Damn. That salad bowl wasn't worth shit for armor. Damn. Okay, well, fuck you then. But yeah, the last 2 Dragon Ball series have definitely not measured up to the original 2. Which is also why Daima is more exciting for me, because, you know, with the original Dragon Ball being my favorite, there's just so many feelings that it feels like are being evoked here. Bro, you're a fucking asshole. There we go. All right, we're going to sell this real quick and have an extra 200 smackaroonies right in the pockaroony. But I'm hoping, my hope is that with Dragon Ball Daima, we will definitely get, I'm hoping, because Toriyama's involved, it'll have a little bit more of that magic. Especially because it seems to really be a celebration of the 40th year of Dragon Ball as a franchise. I don't know where, there's apparently already information about like what the goal is going to be with the franchise, with this series, and what they want to do. Like, I'm not going to lie, I don't even care to know. This could be all like a fucking Gaiden alternate world side story, fucking mirror world, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna watch it. I'll see how it is. It's not gonna air for another year, so there's a good chance that by the time we even fucking get there, I'm gonna have forgotten about it. Meaning any information that I would hear about it, I would forget about. So I don't care. I'm just gonna take it as it comes. So what I did with Super, and for all it's worth, like I said, I still enjoyed that. Now I do hope that there's certain things that, just because of the way Super kind of ended, I would like to see a continuation of that storyline. But, you know, a lot of people already weren't liking Super. Apparently, like, the granola arc was like a terrible arc, which is where basically the story left off at. Even though it had sorry, I'm hitting the fucking microphone. Um Even though it had Frieza coming back. And I would like to see Frieza becoming a real threat again to the series. And I mean, if he doesn't, he doesn't, you know? Who are those people? All right, we got more homies. I mean, to be fair, I just went to a forest and a Coliseum city. Oh yeah, he doesn't. Bro, they're still calling me Baba. Cat doesn't look too bright. Damn. With pears, that's easy. She reminds me of the cat chick from Outlaw Star. And there we go. We're off. But yeah, no, I feel like definitely people who were more fans of the original Dragon Ball are probably looking much more favorably on the new series. People who were more fans of Z probably wanted to see more of where Super was going to go, especially because the ending was actually decent. But overall, I say we'll see. I think that if Toriyama is coming back, I feel pretty overall good about how I feel pretty good about it. Especially, you see Goku with the power pole. And apparently, like, even though I said I didn't want to know anything, I have heard that Toriyama does want there to be more of a focus on, like, hand-to-hand and weapons. So, even though it is goofy and did happen with GT, I am kind of okay with a resetting of the board to just see how it goes. Even though what would be funny is, if we're looking at their childhoods, where Goku starts off at, strength-wise, and from where Vegeta starts off at is not that close. Especially, I mean, I guess in relative terms when we're talking about the land of Ultra Instinct and all these, like, other high-powered forms and shit. I guess, to be fair, Vegeta and Goku are probably much more similar, especially if you're just thinking, like, in the old school raw power level format. Or, power level. Sorry, I'm turning on the light in this vehicular device real quick. But, yeah, obviously Goku and Vegeta are actually pretty close when you think of the grander scales. But, like, for the perspective of how strong they are, I mean, Kid Vegeta was able to kill a Cyberman, and Goku wasn't able to do that until he was in his fucking 20s. So, I wonder how they're even going to institute that sort of power differential. Or if Goku will just do, like, fucking 15, 20 sparring sessions with Vegeta right off the bat, just get even with him, and then be like, okay, we're good. I'm good. We're good. Cool. And then he just starts from there. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But all I know is that this is giving me the most to talk about Dragon Ball in a while. And it's really, like, I am fighting so hard to not start watching Dragon Ball again. Like I am fighting. I can't even tell you how hard I'm fighting. I think what I might do is I might watch all of it in Japanese. Because I do not think I have ever watched all of Dragon Ball as a franchise in Japanese. I've seen many moments. I've seen Super in Japanese because, I wasn't waiting a few years to do that, even though I ended up watching it again when it came out in English. But I think I may actually watch through Dragon Ball in Japanese. I think I may do that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. But that's for me and my personal time. But yeah, for y'all, that's gonna be it for today. So a little bit of a longer video. I got to rant about things that I love, and that's always the funnest for me. So, yep, I will talk to y'all next video. Comment something if you made it this far. I can't believe if somebody made it this far. Jesus Christ. Peace.